My name is Emily Parker, and I was 31 the day I received a bill for a wedding I never attended. At first, I thought it was a mistake. The envelope looked official. Inside was an invoice for $2,400. Venue damage, catering overages, extra decorations, all charged to me. My name was printed right there at the top. The problem? I hadn't even been invited to the wedding. The bride was my cousin, Sophie. We hadn't spoken in over a year. So I called the venue. The manager sounded confused. Then she said something that made my stomach drop. The reservation contract listed me as the financial guarantor. I laughed. Not because it was funny, because it was impossible. I had never signed anything. The manager emailed me a copy. There was my name, my address, my phone number, and a signature that looked almost like mine. Almost. I drove straight to my aunt's house. Sophie was there. So was her mother. The moment I mentioned the contract, the room went silent. Nobody looked surprised. That told me everything. My aunt finally admitted it. The wedding budget had gone over by thousands. The venue required a backup guarantor. Sophie didn't qualify. So they used my information. Without asking. Without telling me. My aunt actually said they planned to explain it later. Later. As if identity fraud had a convenient time slot. Sophie started crying. She said weddings were stressful. She said family should understand. She said she thought I'd help if she'd asked. Then I asked the obvious question. If you thought I'd say yes, why didn't you ask? Nobody answered, because they already knew the answer. A week later, more information surfaced. The wedding wasn't over budget because of an emergency. It was over budget because Sophie upgraded everything. A bigger ballroom, premium flowers, luxury catering, a horse-drawn carriage, thousands of dollars in extras. And every decision was made after my name was attached to the contract. The more I learned, the angrier I became. Not because of the money, because of the assumption. The assumption that I'd clean up the mess. Just like always, I hired an attorney. The venue received proof that I had never signed the agreement. The charges disappeared from my account. The investigation didn't disappear from theirs. Suddenly, my relatives had a very different tone. People who called me selfish started calling me reasonable. Funny how quickly opinions change when documents appear. Months later, Sophie asked why I couldn't just let it go. I told her something I'd learned the hard way. Trust isn't destroyed by mistakes. It's destroyed by decisions. And pretending someone will rescue you isn't a plan. It's a gamble. One that becomes very expensive when you finally lose. That invoice never cost me $2,400, but it did show me exactly who thought my name belonged to them. And that lesson was worth keeping.